Good morning. It's John Newenberg with W5 Business Coaching, and today we're talking with Mark Bossert of Top Local Rankings. Good morning, Mark.
Hi, John. How are you doing?
Doing great. So today we want to talk about lead generation essentials, and the first of which is how do you target or otherwise get the kind of prospects that are best for you and your business?
Yeah, so I really want to dig into this because this is one of the areas that people have resist, I think, a lot. As you have told me many times, what you resist persists. And knowing, maybe I'll jump into this a little story. You know, there's the old saw about fish where the fish are. Well, targeting is really fish where the fish are biting. So it's kind of the next level of just picking a platform that's popular, that's has your client market on it, to who exactly are you targeting, and that enriches all aspects of your business. It enriches the content that you create. It enriches the ads and the landing pages that you create. What's your offer? Because once you really dig into what are those specifics of your target market, then you know exactly what to say and have a way better idea as to what to test. You never have, or rarely, do you have something that's a huge winner out of the box. It does take testing, but it's infinite if you start without knowing your target market. So that really drives a lot of what you want to do. So the basic kind of things are, why would you do that? It's going to lower your cost per conversion. It's going to have you're going to have a higher level of engagement, especially if you're doing any kind of social media advertising like we specialize in. You want people to share that content. You want them to like it. You want them to actually go to your landing page and look at stuff, and hopefully even move to the level of they're going to buy something when you're actually doing an ad. But this also drives your content as well. So you want to have content that creates awareness, that is important to the people who you want to sell to. Generally blowing stuff out everywhere, that's a tough way to try and make social media work in this day and age. It's not going to work, basically. So you want to have the right content in front of the right people. And then beyond that, it's like creating awareness content and creating comparison content that actually says, here's what the difference is with working with us. And then beyond that is the last level, which would be conversion content, where you're actually making an offer, have a call to action to move and motivate people to take the next step, to move forward with you. So let's just dig into, I'm going to do a screen share here, make sure I've got everything running. Bear with me while I get this actually up here. And I'm going to show you, just to give you an idea of the kind of targeting options that are available. This is an infographic from the folks at WordStream, and we'll put the link in at the end here. But just to give you an idea, this is an extremely long thing. There's literally, I think it's over 1,700 things I counted at one point. I think it's actually more than that now, that you can drill into, that talk about, okay, just location, gender, age, relationship. Just look at all the options that there are as we go along. This is the sort of basic demographic information. But as we go into even affinities or different cohorts of people, so different age ranges, what kind of parents, what age of children, etc., on and on and on and on and on. So the more you know about your customer, where do they buy? What magazines do they subscribe to? What groups do they belong to? These things all drive relevance, and relevance is what Facebook, for instance, but this is just as true for YouTube or for Twitter or any advertising platform. It's not, that part's irrelevant. is this, the more you know about your customer, the better you can target exactly to those customers. And that's where you start getting into that dollar conversion or less, when you really understand amazing amounts of detail about who your customers are, what games they play, are they married, what kind of fitness are they into weightlifting? Okay, well, what kind? Are they into kettlebells? Are they into HIIT? You know, these things all matter, even for a business coach or anyone, because you can tailor your message directly. Now, okay, great. There's all this detail. Where do I get it from? The first and easiest place is to drill into your own customer list. Who are you working with now? That's who you want to talk to next. Who do you enjoy working with? Not your problem customers, the ones you love, the ones you want more of. Those, what are they like? Because there's going to be some commonalities. What is their age? What's their sex? What's, you know, those kinds of things are going to be fairly clear to dig into and understand. And then once you can pull that information out, that gives you an idea and starts to narrow the targeting. Over time, you're going to get into even more of these details, and you can ask them, you can survey them, find out more. Okay, well, what kind of magazines do you read? Entrepreneur, or what websites do you go to? Facebook, for instance, knows all this information. That's the creepy side of things. They have these 1,700 categories of information because we don't really shut off Facebook at any time. They know where we go on the internet. They know how much money we have. Yes, it's creepy. Get over it. The horse left the barn in about 2000. We're 16 years past where we could have ever done anything about it. It's too late. And there's multiple companies that have this information now. So we'd have to get used to living in a world where there are no secrets, and that's just the name. That's the reality. I'm going to stop the screen share here. So, targeting, the hard work. We have a procedure that we follow that we're refining with John's help, actually, to get that tighter and better, to work people through a process that lets them understand who they're actually sending their messages out to. This matters for both content and for the ads and landing pages that you create. That's the start of targeting.
Well, thanks very much, Mark. Some of what Mark says is pretty straightforward. Some of that I have a question or two, and if that's the case, then let me recommend that you contact Mark, Mark at toplocalrankings.com, or visit him on his website at toplocalrankings.com, and get some answers to some of the questions that you've probably now in mind, and how to do your marketing in a way that is more effective so that you can lower your customer acquisition costs. Thanks. Today we've been talking with Mark Bossert of Top Local Rankings.
Thanks, John.